What's up everybody, Mark here. Glad to be bringing you my first review of the newest Ultimate Wave of action figures from Super7. And of course, that wave is none other than G.I. Joe Ultimates Wave 1. Let's talk about it. So yeah, the Ultimates Wave, Super7 is known for doing these with various properties rather. Ninja Turtles, Power Rangers, Thundercats, just a few examples. And of course, when they announced the G.I. Joe Ultimates Wave 1 edition way back in, I believe it was 2021, I was like, sure, these characters are made to look like their Sunbow counterparts. So I was like, that's cool. That's not really a huge representation in any lineup where anything looks like it's something from the old classic cartoon series. So I was like, yep, I will sign up for Wave 1 for sure. And then I waited. And then I waited some more. And then I waited even longer. There was a child born during all this. And then, finally, this week they arrived at my doorstep. And I'm kind of, right now, I haven't looked at them yet. I'm a little, where do they fit in? I know they're larger than classified, but they're not that much larger, so I'm really interested in unboxing these. Of course, there are 4 figures in the wave. You've got Duke and Snake Eyes from the Joe team. You've got Cobra Commander and the Battle Android Trooper from Cobra. And if you don't remember, they did previously, during San Diego Comic-Con this last summer, have the Battle Android Trooper comic edition available, and you could buy that immediately and it would ship to your home. I actually did that. I haven't even opened mine. He just sat on the back burner because I was of the mindset that, oh, the rest of the wave's coming soon. They're showing it off at San Diego Comic-Con. I'll just hold off on reviewing it and even opening it and, mess around with it. And then almost, 9 months later, here we are. So, like I said, we've got 4 figures to review. This is going to be one long one, so I will go ahead and timestamp the video so if you're interested in just a particular figure, you can skip ahead to that. If you watch the whole thing, cool, you'll get my thoughts on the whole wave at the end. And let's go ahead and get started. Let's see where this goes. Okay, so first and foremost, every figure comes in the exact same type of box. The only difference you're going to see on the boxes is the character's name. Nothing else, nothing overly exciting about this box. I mean, it's just a shipper box, basically, to protect your inner box. Super7 logo. Whoa, geez. Super7 logo there. G.I. Joe Duke. And as you can see, it's just on the back has the legalese. So, I'm not going to look at all the rest of the boxes per se. We're just going to go ahead and open this up. Right now, we're going to do a live unboxing of the first box. And we're going to see what's inside. So it just has a flap on the back corner, or back, that you just take open like that. And here we go. And of course, there you go. It comes wrapped in a cellophane type plastic. And you've got the G.I. Joe logo. So let's go ahead and just get this plastic off. And like I said, the other reviews in this video, this will already be done. So I'm going to take it off screen just here a second. Get this plastic off. It is nice that they protect these boxes so well because they do seem to be very, how do I want to say this? You can display them very well. So, here we go. So what you have here is the outer box. It is a kind of a foil embossed outer shell. It's got Duke's name on the bottom, First Sergeant. And of course it kind of looks like a metal box with that shininess. Hey, I can see me back there. Hey, Mark. And anyway, it's embossed G.I. Joe here as well. And then what you can do is this slip cover comes right off. And there you go. Not too bad. I'm going to tell you right now, just first impressions. Looks a lot better than I thought it would. So I do notice a scuff on the Duke portrait right there. That's kind of a bummer, but there we go. We have Duke in his classic cartoon look, and it looks wonderful just on first impressions. And on the back, of course, you get a bio card with a picture from the cartoon show, done like a computer monitor, and then you get, of course, some various shots of Duke throughout the cartoon series. So this is very cool. I like what we're doing. I'm not going to read the whole thing, but Duke First Sergeant, file name Conrad S. Hauser. And then you've got his primary military specialty, airborne infantryman, secondary military specialty, artillery and small arms armorer, birthplace St. Louis, Missouri, grade E8 Master Sergeant. So, very cool. But of course, we don't want to look at him just in the box. We want to get him out and actually see what this is all about. Very excited. Getting some good vibes. That's good. I was kind of hesitant. Now I'm starting to get some really good vibes. So let's get this guy out of his plastic prison and see what's all about. All right, we have Duke out of the package. And like I said, on first impressions, very cool. I am really digging this figure. Looks like he stepped right out of your television set from the 1980s and is in a toy form. If, 6-7-year-old me would have seen this toy on the shelves back in the day, I mean, I would have grabbed it no problem. It's, other than being not 4 inches, it's really cool. As a matter of fact, I think it stands about 7 inches. I haven't measured it with a tape measure. But it definitely is taller than a classified. As a matter of fact, here, I thought I had a tape measure. I do. I have a tape measure around here. So let's just, there's 8 inches. So yeah, he stands approximately 7 inches tall. And that's super cool. Bigger than the classified, but not overly out of scale. I'm sure with the rest of the figures it'll look great. Just to let you guys know, when I got him out of the package, he's not clipped in. His accessories are taped in, some of them. I went to pull him out by his legs, and that happened. Now, it's fine. It's just a peg, and they go right back on there. But I've never dealt with Super 7 Ultimates, so I don't know if that's normal or not. Like I said, it plugs right back in, so it feels normal. But it did kind of shock me for a moment. I was like, well, that's great. Broke the first figure I take out of the package. But very cool. Articulation is very good. He's got shoulder swivel. It's just tight enough. It's not super tight, like where you think you're going to break it, but it's not loose either. I got upper bicep swivel, elbow swivel, and single jointed elbows. Waist bend, like on Mattel wrestling figures. Neck goes, ooh, that neck is tight. Not super tight. Well, not loose for sure, but not overly tight. The wrist turn as well. Let's see. Ooh, that knee is... Again, these figures, they're tight, but it seems like once you get that first move, it kind of breaks itself in. So knees, single joint, calf twist, articulated feet. Is it a rocker ankle? It is a rocker ankle, so that's good. So, there he is, and of course he wouldn't be Duke if he didn't come with some accessories. So let's stand him back there, and of course the first thing I noticed was his helmet. So if you want to recreate Duke from the cartoon series, when he puts on his helmet to lead the troops in the battle, that fits on there very, very well. I actually might just display him like that. That looks really good. So, comes with his helmet. He comes with a set of binoculars, just like his action figure did. And of course, you can put those right over his head, have him there. That looks very good. This is shaping up to be a really nice figure. And of course, he has his backpack, which when I popped it out, I didn't realize actually has straps on it. So that's kind of cool. For whatever reason, I thought he'd have a peg hole in the back, but he doesn't. So he actually does. You actually have to strap this on his back, which is really cool. I mean, so get that on there. Let's see what we got going on here. A little loose. And got this all nice and twisted. So that's on me to fix. But not bad. Not bad at all. So outside I can't put the backpack on very well. Looks good. Got some good color there. You know, it's not just one regular color. It's actually broken up into a few different tans and browns. And the silver for the shovel. So yeah, I just noticed his watch actually has a dial on it that I cannot get my camera to focus on. I tell you what, I've complained about in other videos. You'd think a new iPhone would be a lot better at focusing in on things. Maybe I'm just stupid, but there you go. Now you can see the dial a little bit. Anyway, moving on. So we have him in his gear. of course, my camera is not focusing again. He comes with a radio. Wow, come on, camera. Seriously, I paid how much for this phone? You can't flip and focus? There we go. So 802. Don't know if there's anything specific about that time, but he does come with that. He comes with the classic laser rifle, and I used to know the name of it. If you know the name, drop it in the comments because I cannot remember what it is. It starts with an X. Mine's got just a hair bent up. I will say the pieces that are in the plastic, I don't know if they were warm when they got put in, but they do sometimes tend to have a little bit of warping. But again, hair dryer would fix it. Warm water will fix it. So very cool. Looks like, again, like it jumped straight out of the cartoon show. And then, of course, he comes with his classic assault rifle with its interesting stock. Nothing comes apart. It is just one piece, and it is just one solid color. But very cool. He also comes with two different portraits. So we have a Duke with a headset, which is very cool. I like this a lot. Just because I kind of remember some episodes where he'd wear headsets and be talking, giving out commands. So that's really cool. Look at that. Very neat. And of course, it's just on a peg, so you can just pop them off. And then this one that I mentioned when we opened the box, his kind of yelling, go get him, yo Joe face. Mine, unfortunately, has a little tiny discoloration on the nose. And of course, my camera's not focusing. Claims it is. It's not doing a great job. But I do like it. And, you know, maybe if I turned his head that way, you wouldn't see it as much. Though he's got one right there, too. So, I don't know. I do like that one a lot. But I think I'm going to stick with the with just the stoic Duke face. I think that looks really good. So, he also comes with a few extra hands. And when I say a few, he's got a lot. 3 for each. He's got the fisted hands that you can see in the video here. But he also comes with, I believe, a right and left trigger finger. Yes, right and left trigger fingers that I'm holding the opposite way. I apologize. Oh, man. And then this is not a thumbs up hand. This is a gripping hand. He comes with 2 of those. Well, maybe if you want him to give a thumbs up, he can do that too. And then he comes with a saluting hand. Very cool. Trying to get that to focus better, but... And then finally, a pointing hand. Be giving out those orders. So, and of course we can quickly see how those... So they just pop off, and then you can put on a trigger finger from this example. So there's the trigger finger, and then we can pop this one off and give him the pointing finger. Excellent. So let's go ahead and give him his classic weapon, which... Oh, snaps in there just perfect. So now we have got a Duke that means business. This guy is geared up, ready for battle. So let's take a look at him. Very cool. And there we go. We have Duke. So with that, let us move on to the other member of the Joe team with this wave, and that is Snake Eyes. Okay, I have moved on to Snake Eyes, the most famous member of the G.I. Joe team, I would say by far. Sorry for the glare, I will pull him in a little bit. You can see I've already removed the slip cover, but packaging exactly the same. Only difference we're going to have now is Snake Eyes, the Elite Commando. And of course you can see is in his classic color scheme. And on the back we have Snake Eyes, Elite Commando, file name classified, primary military specialty, infantry, secondary military specialty, hand-to-hand combat instructor, birthplace classified, grade E5. Of course, we get more pictures of him from the series. There he is with Timber, and of course over here with the walkie-talkie. So yeah, very cool, because like I said, we're going to get Timber with this. So let's get him unboxed and see what it is all about. Okay, here we go. Everybody's favorite blue and purple ninja. I do believe, just as a fun fact, and I think I'm remembering this correctly, the reason that they did Snake Eyes in this color scheme for the first, at least for the first season of the Sunbow series, was that you couldn't really do a black character on a screen. It wouldn't work for a cartoon series. So they elected to do a more a purple-blue scheme. Now, when he went to his V2 version, they did it in gray, as you may recall. And gray is something that works a little better. Now, I guess the question is, why did they decide to do purple and blue scheme versus just making a version 1-esque Snake Eyes in gray? I don't know the answer to that question. But anyway, here's the figure, and looks fun. Looks, again, like it jumped straight out of the mini-series. And what was that first mini-series? Was it a Mass Device? Is that what it is? I can't remember. I remember the show. I just don't remember. I always get the names of the shows flipped around, or the miniseries. But yeah, very cool. Same articulation. I will say the goggles are kind of glued on and have this little bit of a gap. Nothing major. It just looks weird. And it also looks like it's a little off-center. But maybe that's just me. But it looks really cool. I like it. Interesting. He does come with the skin tone accessories. But this skin tone, or the same different sets of hands. So he's got, I guess we should just jump right into that, because the articulation's the same. It's all cool. We don't need to go over that again. But like I said, he comes with some different gripping hands. He's got grippy hands there. He comes with this set of gripping hands that are a little more open, and you'll see why in a minute. So he has these gripping hands. He has some Fist of Fury. And he's got, of course, trigger finger hands. Drop the other one. Whoops. But that skin tone is not the same skin tone as Duke's. Duke's is a different, a hair darker, but they are not the same. So I thought that was pretty cool. As far as accessories go, let's start with the big one first. Literally, he comes with Timber, and it's an articulated figure. Not unlike the classified Timber. So it doesn't have quite as much articulation, but it's pretty close. Tail swivels, upper leg, mid leg at the knees. Head can turn multiple points, in and out. I mean, it's really cool. And I was curious. So here's Timber with Snake Eyes right there. And I actually grabbed my classified Timber. And as you can see, I'll just pan down a little bit. They are very comparable in size. So I've got the other Timber from the other Snake Eyes classified figure, the one that's white. I've actually got a pretty good troop builder of Timbers now, so that's really neat. But yeah, I thought that was really cool that they're nearly the same size. So you pick whatever Timber you want to go with your Sunbow Classic Snake Eyes figure. But that being said, we have a few more accessories to go. And of course, one of those is the same laser rifle from the cartoon series, just like the Duke, exact same one, same color scheme, everything, which makes perfect sense. Matter of fact, let's go ahead and see how that fits in there. Because we didn't do it on Duke, we used his classic gun. Very good. There we go. Look at that. Fits right in there. Nope, we're not going to shoot Timber today. So, got that. And then, of course, he comes with this little tiny pistol that I don't immediately recognize. It's got these weird fins on the back. It's cool. It's a really cool pistol. I just don't remember what pistol he used in the cartoon. And I'm sure they did their due diligence, and that's probably exactly from Sunbow, and I'm just not remembering it. Sorry, I had to get a drink of coffee. Comes also with the same walkie-talkie with the same 802 time. So that's cool. Which, why would Snake Eyes come with a walkie-talkie? I guess so he can hear orders. Certainly not going to be talking into it. He comes with his jetpack, which you may remember him using in the intro, I believe, of the cartoon series, and it's in purple as well. And then I also think they used it a few times during the actual cartoon series. Comes in that, got some green straps on it, so to break it up a little bit. So that's nice. Oh, didn't realize that. It's got some actual turbines in there. So that's cool. And then finally, the reason for him having the larger open hands, he comes with the Cobra canister of radioactive material so that he can actually carry it around. So of course you can, I just grabbed the hand right here, but you could actually have him carrying it out of that cave and being all radioactive. So that's kind of a cool thing to throw in. I appreciate that. But yeah, so there's Snake Eyes. Definitely think he's really cool. But now we need to move on to Team Cobra. So let's head over that way and check out the Cobra B.A.T. Okay, we have the Cobra B.A.T, and I wanted to showcase real quick that the Cobra figures do come in a different, with a different slip case, different color case. Still that foil embossed logo, Cobra B.A.T down here at the bottom. Battle Android Trooper. And of course on the back it just has the typical G.I. Joe logo. But I did want to show that off before I took him out of the slipcase to reveal the Cobra B.A.T from the G.I. Joe cartoon series. And my goodness, if any character so far, I mean, they literally just like they walked off the screen. And this guy is packed with accessories. So, wow, that is really cool. So, of course, on the back you have, from the beginning of the G.I. Joe movie, I recognize that one. Cobra B.A.T, Battle Android Trooper, file name classified, primary military specialty classified, secondary military specialty classified. And, of course, you've got the same, that's actually the same picture from up here. That's interesting. They used the same picture twice. They just made it wider. And then, of course, you got the line up there, and you've got a single bat over here. So, very cool. I am very excited to get this guy out of the package. So, with the magic of editing, I will be back in a moment with this figure out of the box. And here we have the Cobra B.A.T. And man, let me tell you, there's a lot going on with this figure. Accessory award right now goes to this guy by far. Golly, yeah. So let's just jump right into it. The figure is, again, like it jumped straight off of the cartoon, out of your TV, into your home. And here it is. And it's interesting because he's bigger than the rest of the figures. At least he seems bigger, but he also feels a little more hollow. Doesn't have as much weight to him. But yeah, same articulation for the most part. Actually, no. Oh yeah, it does. I was like, I thought it turned. So yeah, same articulation as a standard figure, it looks like. The Super7 figure Ultimates, that is. His head is very loose, at least on mine. So that's a little concerning. But there might be a reason for that, and we'll get into that here very shortly. Man, this is just a super cool figure. I like that you can see the panel in his chest. What am I trying to say? The insides. And yeah, just overall a great looking figure. Kind of wish I had another one of these. But we need to get into, like I said, that head is just super loose. So, he comes with, like I said, a plethora of accessories. So we'll start with some smaller ones, and that is he has alternate hands for firing weapons. So let's go ahead and put one on him. Golly, does it come out interesting? It comes out there, but it also feels like you could unpeg it right there as well. So yeah, that's interesting. Oh, this is not going in there easily. There we go. So now we've got a shooting hand for our bat. He also comes with some Fist of Fury. So that's cool. Now, of course, he wouldn't be a bat if he didn't come with his various accessory hands. So I believe that is the flamethrower hand, the claw hand, and the drill hand. So, very cool that we got those. But in addition, we also get a severed arm, which is super cool. I guess you could just take the... I mean, I guess, really, you'd have to pull it off, like, up here, but it doesn't... I don't think it comes off at that level. Watch. Oh! Well, there we go. So we're going to have some fun here, folks. So, we have this cool severed arm. Cool. Let's just leave our bat here for a minute, because we got to keep getting through this. There's a reason to all my madness. So, other accessories include... You can plug this part in. Oh gosh, this goes in the shoulder joint. Okay, well, more fun. Am I understanding that right? Does that not look like the shoulder joint? I mean, it's got to be, right? Sorry, I'm taking him off camera for a second. Well, no, that can't be shoulder. Oh, I know what that is. I'm sorry. That is not... So, you can do that. I just realized what it was. That is for the head. So, loose head means you can pull the head out of the joint, and you've got yourself your very own decapitated bat. Complete with... you can really have fun with this. Look at that. So you can have the arm, you know, if I scoot this back so you can see it. Pan down a little bit. So you could have a bat walking around with a missing arm, a missing head, or, and we'll get back to it now, you can take this... Oh, this is going to be fun to get out, because I don't have anything to grab onto. Oh, golly. Did the mark make a mistake? Oh, thank goodness. Or you can pop in this head, which I immediately dropped. And you've got a bat that is taking a shot to the face, but is still moving towards you. That is cool. Sorry I've kind of gotten off on a tangent here. This is just really fun. You could have some really fun dioramas set up with these guys. I might have to get another one. In addition to that, he has this accessory, which I can tell plugs into the chest, but I don't know how to get this screen off. Oh, look at that. Well done, Super7. They hit it. Pops right off. Wow, that is super cool. From Super7. So now you've got a bat that is just had a bad day. That is really cool, man. That is super cool. That bat has had a rough time. So, let's get him back to some sort of normal state real quick. So these just pop right out. The head, like you've seen, pops right out. We can pop that original head back in. Maybe, I will say I don't like how loose this top part is. That's a little beyond my liking. But that's really cool. Let's put his regular arm back on him. And then let's finish going through the accessories, because we do have a few more we need to get through. Put this chest piece back in place. That was very smart of them to hide it right back there, because I would not have thought of that without moving it. I thought it was just stuck in there, and I'm like, well, that doesn't make any sense. Do I have it the wrong way? Okay. Did I not show it like this? Oh, I see. They had it. There. Perfect. Okay, so we have our bat back in his normal configuration. He also comes with a small pistol, which, as you could probably see, has, you know, nothing too special about it. And it goes right into this sheath, holster, call it what you will. It does peg in there, supposedly. supposedly. Oh well. And then finally, he does indeed come with the rifle that you see in the intro to the G.I. Joe movie. And I can't remember if he used that if the Bats used that in the cartoon or not. I'm sure they did. But very cool. By far my favorite figure so far. What do you guys think? Like it? Hey, you've made it this far in the video. If you like it, give it a thumbs up. But now, let's move forward onto the leader of Cobra, Cobra Commander. Whoa! Before we jump to Cobra Commander, completely forgot. One more accessory was sitting right beside me, didn't even notice it. The backpack. Of course, you're not going to be a Cobra Android Trooper, Battle Android Trooper, without your backpack. Of course, you can see the 3 pegs for the weapon hands, and it just locks in like so. Just pops right in. I like that. I like that I don't have to put this over his arms. It just tabs in there so nicely. And then, of course, you just take the accessories, and they peg right in. I tell you, folks, see what kind of amateur job this show is? So I'm going to put this in here. There. Just have to find the right angle, I suppose. And everything has to go in a certain way, it looks like. Does not look like you can twist and turn them like on the old figures. Everything has a specific way of going in. And that one is not wanting to go in. Okay, you're going to lose a couple points if I can't get the accessories in right. The peg holes are just that. They're peg holes. But man, this one is not wanting to go in there. Jeez, finally. So, I apologize, folks, for forgetting that. Like I said, you can just snap it right in over his neck. And there you go. So now, we have the Cobra Battle Android Trooper. Full configured, ready to march. So, with that said, let's move on to the leader of Cobra, Cobra Commander. And finally, the reason I bought this line and into this line in the first place was for this figure right here, the Ultimate Super 7 Ultimates Cobra Commander. As you can see, he also comes with a lot of accessories. Cobra Commander, Enemy Leader. Of course, we go over to the back. Cobra Commander, file names classified, primary military specialty, intelligence, secondary military specialty, ordnance, and experimental weaponry. Birthplace classified, grade, Commander-in-Chief. Of course, we get pictures of him wearing that same the same cape with his scepter on his throne, and then the very classic yelling from the G.I. Joe animated movie. So, let's get Mr. Cobra Commander out of the package and see what he's all about. Okay, here we go. The leader of Cobra, Cobra Commander. I think this figure looks very cool. Neck seems a little long, but as far as cartoon accuracy, I don't think you get much better than this. I mean, this is what every young kid in the 80s remembers the bad guy of Cobra looking like. Very cool. Slender body. I didn't think he had ankle rockers until I actually looked, even though the stirrups kind of block it. He does have ankle posability still. And of course, just full articulation around the head. This is another figure. It feels a little light. Not quite as light as the Bat felt for its size, but very cool. Very kind of a nice gloss on this. Very cool. Got that ab crunch, of course. Does not have the back that we remember from the toy. Of course, this is supposed to look like the Sunbow series, so that makes sense. But interesting, nevertheless. So, of course, Cobra Commander comes with a number of accessories himself. So we'll slide him in here, and we will just get right to it. Probably the most interesting choice of pieces is the alternate portrait of the exact same head minus the stripe. Now, I'm going to put it right up here beside it so you can look at the two, and you can judge for yourself how much the same they are, how different. I think they're pretty spot on. Some people say that this is more shiny than that one, and that this one comes to more of a point than that one, but I just agree. I think it's the exact same helmet, maybe tapered in a little bit more. So just for comparison's sakes, wow, that came off way easy. Was not expecting it to pull off that easily. Here's the other one. So you tell me, does it look any different than this one? I don't think so. You might disagree. Drop me a comment and tell me what you think. So I'm going to go ahead and put on the classic Cobra Commander head with the stripe. When I say classic, I mean the one that looks like from the cartoon series. And I'm going to set him here, and we're going to have a little powwow about this figure. The reason is, in Super7, I can't remember the fellow that works for Super7, but he essentially alluded to the fact that Hasbro no longer wants to make or portray Cobra Commander wearing the hood. Because of the day and the age we live in, and people associating the hood with certain organizations. And to that I say, this is literally a terrorist. I know we can't use that word nowadays, but it says the evil forces of Cobra, a ruthless terrorist organization. So I don't know why Hasbro's that way. It's unfortunate because I am willing to bet that this head somewhere at Super7 is a design for the hooded version of Cobra Commander. They were told not to do it, so they just threw in this as a, here you go guys, we can't give you what we really want to give you, but I bet there's a design in a file somewhere on a computer at Super7 that has the hooded design, and it probably looks amazing. That said, we're moving past it. We have many more accessories to go on. Overall, this head does nothing for me. There. So, he comes with his binoculars that were in the second mini-series, I think might have been the first time they were shown. But it's cool because it's got this cool Cobra logo on it that's embossed, and of course it just goes right over his head. And then he comes with all sorts of accessories. He comes with this pistol, which I think is really cool because it's got the Cobra logo on it. I do not remember this pistol at all. So if you remember it, please drop a comment and tell me what episode it's in. He also comes with this pistol. Now, I remember this pistol from the movie, and as a matter of fact, I'm pretty sure this is from the movie. I remember him running around with this pistol. So this will be the pistol I use for my Cobra Commander. He comes with some sort of device that is doing something. I don't know. I can't remember what that's from. There's so many deep cuts that I cannot remember what they're all from. And then there's this remote device, which I think, and I feel like this was something, because it has a slider on it. I feel like this was something he was using to control Duke when Duke had that band on his head in the first miniseries. But I can't remember. Again, drop a comment if you can remember this stuff better than me. I mean, I watched the Sumbo cartoon. You know, I'll watch a couple episodes here and there, but it's hard for me to remember. So, and then he comes with this accessory, which, again, I cannot picture for the life of me what it actually is. It's got some sort of design on it. It's open on these ends. I mean, I don't know. Tell me what it is, because I do not recognize this one either. It is beyond me. It's cool. I just don't recognize it at all. He comes with his assault rifle that you see him try to use in the opening of the, is it the miniseries or is it the movie? I recognize it because I remember he flips it up real quick, although I think I remember it being silver, but I'm not sure how he's supposed to grip it. Guess we'll play around with it and find out. And then, of course, he comes with the snake scepter, which is super cool. It's got a little bit of a bend in it because of the way it's packaged. And every one I've seen online all have the same bend, so I don't know if it's supposed to have like a little bit of a snake curve to it or if it's just the way they package it, because I would want it to be straight. But it's still really cool. Very detailed, very cool. And then probably one of the cooler cuts that's not from the cartoon is this snake. And that is from a G.I. Joe video game post, I believe. Or an ad for the G.I. Joe Nintendo game, I believe. But that is really cool. And if you notice, there's a little peg in the bottom. And we'll get to where that goes here in a moment. Because Cobra Commander also comes with a great number of hands himself. So, we have Fist of Fury. We have a pointing finger, an open hand figure, or open hand. Whew, can't talk. We have this hand, which has got a opening in it for holding the snake staff. We have a gripping hand. We have a trigger hand, which is also found on the figure currently. And then a hand with a peg in it specifically for holding that snake. So, very cool. I'm probably going to put that one on here in a moment. And then finally he comes with this cape. And this cape does have wires in it. And the top, there's wires all the way through it. So let's play around a little bit. Play with your doll time. Action figure. Whatever. Now it seems like there might be some magnets in here. I can't tell. It's definitely not wanting to... Well, maybe I'm wrong. I thought there were magnets in it, but maybe it just... I've got kind of a hunchback Cobra Commander. So... the cape's okay. I just don't know how much I'm digging it right now. I mean, I'm playing with it live while I'm trying to record, so it might be one of those things if I actually just took a moment to go off camera and play with it a little bit more, I could get a better look to it. But I don't know. I'm more of a fan of no wires and capes, but you know, depending on what you want to do, that might be the route you want to go. You want to have wires in your cape, pose it, make it look better. I can get behind that. I understand. So there you go. There's Cobra Commander, and of course I said I was going to put the palm on him that holds the snake. So let's just do that real quick. Wow! And the here, I'm going to set him down because I want you to see what just happened. It flew over there and just stayed. Wow. Professionals over here, like I said. We are pros. So, I'm going to put the snake hand on Cobra Commander real quick, or the palm that holds the snake globe. You know, pops right in there. And let's find that. So, there we go. And the funny thing is, I mentioned earlier, I'm sure they had the hood planned because in the ad from back in the day for that Nintendo game, the version of Cobra Commander that is holding the snake is the hooded one, not the chrome dome. That does look really cool, though. I do like it. So let's go ahead and let's put that pistol in his hand because I think that would look really cool. So yeah, there you go. We've got him holding the snake, looking only like Cobra Commander can look. I do think that is really cool. So, there you have it, Cobra Commander. I like the figure a lot. Don't know if he beats the Bat, but let's go ahead and bring the whole lineup in here and do some final thoughts. Okay, so here we are, final lineup, final thoughts of the Super 7 Ultimates Edition G.I. Joe, and just right off the bat, if I was going to order these guys in from favorite to least favorite, I think I would go, well, for sure, Bat number 1. That thing with the accessories, the attention to detail, the size, everything about it, I love. Definitely number 1. Number 2, very close number 2, Cobra Commander. Favorite character, I'm not impressed with having 2 of the same head. I'm sorry. It really bothers me a lot that Hasbro did what they did. If it is indeed true, again, it is a rumor, but considering, I want to say his name is Brian, but I can't remember, from Super 7, alluded they couldn't do that, or that they had to not stop making the hood. It bothers me we didn't get that and we got a cheap replacement. That said, really cool figure, really enjoying it. Don't like the cape. But moving on, Snake Eyes is number 3. Snake Eyes gets the win because of coming with Timber, which I think is really cool. Also the nod to the little Cobra canister from the miniseries. I like that a lot. And then rounding it out, Duke's number 4. And Duke is only number 4, not because he's not a great figure. Duke is number 4 because one of the portraits on mine, and had some scrapes on it, so I couldn't use that one. Had the least amount of accessories, I believe. And the reason I say that is every one of these figures, except for Duke, had 2 trays inside the package to hold all the various accessories. Duke's only had 1. So that makes me think, he had not as many accessories as the others. Still a fantastic lineup. Really do enjoy these figures. But I don't know if I'm going to do another wave of these. If you didn't know, the second wave is coming out very soon. I believe it's Flint, Lady J, Destro, and the Baroness. So they're doing couples. Baroness and Destro, Lady J, and Flint. And there's nothing wrong with those figures. I like all 4 of the characters even. I think I waited so long on these that kind of my excitement waned. But they're great figures. I just don't know, between my classified and my vintage O-rings and the retro O-rings, I'm really not sure if I want to do another line of large figures. Now, I do also somewhat collect the Super 7 Reaction G.I. Joe figures. And I'll probably just stay with picking and choosing from those. I don't have very many. Again, it's just classic figures that I have that are my favorites. So your Snake Eyes, your Storm Shadows, your Cobra Commanders, your Bats, yada, yada, yada. Essentially everything you see here I already have in a smaller a smaller Super 7 form. But these are great figures. Are they worth the price tag of whatever, 50, 55 bucks a pop? That's kind of up to you to decide. I think they're very cool. I just don't know if I'm going to get into another wave of these. I believe also, now that I think about it, I believe there's also a wave 3 coming out, which I think was Storm Shadow, Doc. Ooh, I can't remember. I don't remember who's in the next wave. I might pick up the Storm Shadow from that one. I might pick and choose. Maybe I'll pick up the Destro and Baroness and Storm Shadow. I'm a Cobra guy anyway. But these figures are very cool. The one thing I also did want to point out, when you see them all lined up, they do vary in height slightly. Duke and Snake Eyes are the exact same height. Cobra Commander's a hair shorter, and the Bat is much, much larger than the rest of them. I like it, but at the same time, I don't remember them being that much bigger in the cartoon show. But they look really cool. So, with that, if you've made it all the way through this video and watched me wreck my room trying to get these figures together, I appreciate it. I try to do these videos all the time. I am a busy person, so I do this for fun. I do it because you guys enjoy it. I do it because I enjoy it. If you could, give me a thumbs up. I'd appreciate it. It helps the channel. Subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, until next time, I will see you later.